Boom. Pow. Shock it like a cow. The inane catchphrase of a midnight radio disc jockey is not what you would expect to hear as a war cry in a battle against an interdimensional crystalline giant, nor as a warning to flee an army of sinister mole men in a temperate rainforest. But the Mad Tinker got used to it as he tried to untangle DJ Davy Brightbringer from events he was never meant to partake in. As the Mad Tinker experimented with his parallelic universe linker, he found he could not only travel to other worlds, but through time. He could move through time as easily as a child runs across a ball field. But as time travel became more familiar, time itself became more foreign. Mystery increased with mastery. Timelines and temporal mechanics gave way to a bizarre temporal architecture. Orderly, but varied here and there seemingly at whim, like the lacy stone of a Gothic cathedral. Nicks and cracks in the wall of time let through just enough light for the Mad Tinker to peer into tiny temporal worlds, unreachable and incomprehensible. Time was no longer merely the fourth dimension, but a multidimensional world all its own. Up, down, left, and right were added alongside forward and backward in time. He even discovered different qualities of time flowing, like flavors from a soda fountain. But the most important of these new temporal concepts to the Mad Tinker was the existence of the hours, those strange islands of time rooted fast in the lapping temporal ocean. The hours were events that remained intact, no matter how much the events around them changed. Indeed, even if a time traveler tried to interfere in the hours themselves, any changes he made would remain negligible. These islands served as landmarks for the Mad Tinker as he sailed the seas of time. They allowed him to create a crude navigational schema he called the chronoplan. But as the Mad Tinker explored the epochs, he drew the attention of those who hide their secrets deep in the cracks of time, and didn't appreciate his voyage of discovery. They sent out their agents to sunset the Mad Tinker and his travels. Luckily, he received a tip from his friend, and entered a destination into his PUL. He arrived in an hour located in modern-day Roswell, New Mexico. Or rather, he arrived in Roswell, New Mexico, located in one of the hours. And there he saw a sight that astonished even him. It was a young man in a sport utility vehicle, decked out in some sort of broadcast equipment, parked in a Texaco gas station. This man was not supposed to be there. He wasn't there the last time the Mad Tinker had visited, and he definitely was not in the chronoplan. The Mad Tinker knocked on the window of the SUV and confronted the man who had achieved the impossible. You may have already guessed that it was Davy Brightbringer. He was there with his electrical equipment, hoping to detect alien spacecraft as they crashed in the New Mexico desert. The Mad Tinker got into the truck and began to explain to him about the chronoplan and President Nixon and the beatniks. But before he could go into detail, he was interrupted by what sounded like the detonation of a military-grade bomb. It was no bomb, however, but the arrival of an interdimensional being the Mad Tinker refers to as the Onyx Man. The Onyx Man's smooth black facets shone in the fire and the sunset and the moonlight as it towered over the desert dust. It leaned over a row of hills as if it were a picket fence and spotted the Mad Tinker. It projected a burning green ray from the crystal that served as its head, capable of melting both flesh and stone. The Mad Tinker returned fire with his ray gun, as Davy cried out lunatically, "Boom! Pow! Shock it like a cow!" But it was all gone in a flash as the Mad Tinker pulled his newfound traveling companion out of the path of the Onyx Man's beam, and into an adventure that would imperil not only their lives, but also the hearts of two young lovers back in the Mad Tinker's hometown of Avondale. But that's a story for another time. Goodbye.